Hi there, everybody. This is our duet again. My name is Igor, and, and my friend is eating the candy, and he will introduce himself right now in a couple of seconds, please. What's your name, my
This is candy. It's called Mars.
Mars?
It's very it's,
So
it's
Mars.
delicious.
So my friend is eating the Mars, and his name is Sergey. And
Hmm.
today we're going to talk
All
about the
correct.
American politics, American policy, and we will try to to cover up some things about what we agree with, what we disagree with, etc. So basically, I will ask my friend questions, and if he has some other ones, he will ask me as well. So it's going to be back and forth conversation as usual. So we will start with the main question, my friends. Can you please like tell us uh, what's your take on the American policy right now?
What's my take?
What's your take? Yeah.
So I think I know nothing about politics, about policy in America, and that's why I'm here. That's why I want to ask you some questions, and hopefully we're gonna make it clear for me, yeah, for the people who is watching this video,
Yeah.
and try to work this out, like what's going on. Me personally, I want to know like the situation in the governments of the USA, and the impact, the influence to Ukraine, Russia, and other countries. So please, Igor, tell us like what's going on.
Yeah, so in order to make some kind of conclusion, we need to firstly acknowledge that it's been almost a year when the new administration has come to the power, right? So with the Donald Trump at the head of this, and for sure, you know, they've made a bunch of promises at the beginning of their new cadence, right? So as you know, in 2024, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were the main candidates in order to become the new president since 2025. And Donald Trump
Mhm.
won. Again, we can debate about whether it was fair or not, but he had won, right? So he had become the new president of America again, right? So it's his second term. And at the beginning, he had promised lots of things to do. Firstly, as you remember, he said that I will stop the war in Ukraine for 24 hours. He said that
Yes.
24 hours,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
day.
I guess everyone remembers this. And can you what's your opinion? Why this didn't work? Like because he
Firstly,
said he was so sure.
I think he said that because he needed some extra votes. So it sounded powerful that I'm a capable person who can do that. Nobody can stop me. So I'm the powerful man in the world or whatever. So that's why he had said that. And
So your opinion, so your point is this was kind of advertisement.
sure, yeah, it was solely as the promotion of his campaign. And because like he didn't say anything grounded during the debate with Kamala Harris. And to be honest, like to my humble opinion, she had crashed him out there. As I remember, he had said those wild things about cats and dogs, and at that point all the people should have said, what's going on out there, like we don't want to hear that shit, like we're not ready to vote for that stuff. But he had said that, and you know nevertheless people went with him and with his slogans. And when it was already the time for doing something, uh, it all started with so-called Doge. Are you familiar with this term?
No idea. Can you explain, please?
So do you know who is Elon Musk?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So Elon Musk has become the head of this system of Doge. So basically, their idea was to make all the structures of the government more efficient, right? More with
Okay.
in order to get more results of it. So they've been running for this idea that we're saving millions of dollars, all of that. They've started firing everybody, all over the place. They've started closing so many organizations. For instance, there was the one which is called US Aid. and USAID was created in order to help other countries who are not capable of handle it with the inside situation or something like that, including Ukraine. By the way, Ukraine was one of the country that we got funded like through this program. And right now, even like my student who I'm working with, he got fired from his company because of less funding. And
Really?
yeah, so people started losing their jobs, people, all over the world. It's not just like in USA. And even like if you watch some kind of records, broadcasts, some people, some hospitals, local hospitals, are funded also through this organization, and right now they have to be closed, right? So
No way. So basically, they shut down all of these businesses
all of them,
now.
yeah, for sure. I think there've been some useless spendings to some point, right? For instance, like the famous one, and even like the government, I mean, the American government started shouting out about that this organization has been sold condoms to Hamas.
Okay.
Spent millions of dollars out there for sure. If I mean, partially it's true, but not to Hamas, but to the local people, and I think it's kind of useless spending. But there've been some that, right now without that, everything is worthless in terms of running the business, right? So people just cannot handle with that. Okay, so it all started with
Right.
that. Then it became from the firing. It had come to demolishing people, just like humiliating them. So there is the squad which is called ICE. ICE is like the local police officers, I would say, right? But they are military more, so they are labeling as the
Oh,
military.
I've
And
come across. Yeah, I've heard about them.
yeah, and the local government decided to send those troops into different states. Firstly, it was the California, but the problem with that you cannot send the troops without the government's permission. So the local governor needs to approve this before sending the troops. Without that,
So they need basically they need permission from the government before they send it.
correct. So
Okay,
without
right.
that, it's against the law. But again, Donald Trump,
But they did it, yeah.
they did, and not once, but many times. Then it was Washington, Seattle, New York, and other states. And
I remember it was chaos. They just did anything they wanted.
exactly, I mean, there've been the cases when just like the person, black one, brown one, it doesn't matter. Mainly, they're capturing the brown ones who are from potentially from Mexico, like from Spanish countries. And this guy was just like standing, like doing nothing. And this agent, ICE agent, just like grabbed this person and put it on the ground,
For
with,
for
with,
like
with the
for what
force.
reason? What reason?
No, there was no reason. They think that they are here illegally, so that's why they decided. Oh, this person looks like the Mexican, so let's capture him.
Like immigrants, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not safe to be in America right now. It's kind of insane. I mean, like we used to believe that uh, America is the country full of immigrants, right? So it was built up based on the immigrants, capabilities and efforts.
Yeah, same as UK as well.
Yeah, and right now, like the current government decided, okay, so we have everything what we needed. So let's say bye bye to those people, and it doesn't matter whether they are criminals or the common people. They don't recognize, like they just like putting them into one basket and put it behind the bars, and it doesn't matter like whether they have families or kids. It doesn't matter.
Just one question, sorry. Just want to make it clear. So this organization was created by Donald Trump.
No,
That's
it was
correct?
already created. So
Okay.
it was already it already existed, but
Okay.
they wasn't used with this purpose of sending them into the states in order to capture them immigrants. It's not their
Mm,
purpose. It's not their goal. So it's kind of militarizing their own power, you know. But what might happen afterwards? The president might decide, okay, so I don't like these people who are protesting. Let's kill them, you know. So this is what might happen, and
Really?
it's kind of beyond the pale. Really, it's beyond the pale. Okay, so it's stage number two. So after fire, it was the chaos with those ICE agents. Then tariffs. Tariffs, it's like the economy disaster because Donald Trump and his administration, they made a bunch of sharp promises about that the price is gonna be down. You know, like the people will be able to to buy whatever they want. The gas prices are gonna be down as well, but none of them is true right now. It's all the lie all over the place because
So this was kind of announcement of the government.
yeah, again, it was also based kind of the tool for promoting themselves in order to win. But when again, let's look at the gas prices. Let's look at the at the shop prices at the grocery store. It's all
Was it, sorry, was it before election or after?
before. So
Before.
he had
Okay.
said that before the election. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So again, the promise wasn't kept. Another lie, and we're moving on. So terrorists, bad idea. Then those ICE agents, horrible. Those Dodge is kind of total scam. So then it all came to look at that. The government decided to protect criminals who really got the status of criminal and decided to attack the civilians, the normal people, because they want the truth about the person and the case of Epstein files and Jeffrey Epstein and who was involved out there. This was the spot when this MAGA movement started to collapse. So I will be more specific about that. So at the beginning of his cadence, he decided to release all the prisoners who got captured 3 years ago or 4 years ago, who were involved into January 6th. Do you remember that case? January
Which one, sir?
January 6th. Do you remember what happened 4 years ago?
No, can you remind me?
It's like when the people decided to invade the capital of White House.
No,
When,
sorry,
when they were,
I didn't follow the news at the moment.
so but again, like it's the old story, but it's pretty vivid. So those people decided to invade the capital to crash everything, to damage everything because they thought that the election was rigged, was not fair. This is where the Joe Biden won. So
Okay.
they, because Donald Trump, he's holding for the power. He didn't want to step back and not be the president anymore. So, and he decided to release all of those people who were criminals. And again, I don't want to go into details about that because, like, some of them made, even though they were released from the prison, but they've made another criminal, incident afterwards. It's kind of insane. But I'm talking about, I would like to focus more on the Epstein files. So, Jeffrey Epstein was the criminal who misconducted the girls and who created the island when the rich people and famous people could go there and have fun, let's say, right? So,
Okay.
and the local government decided to protect those information from the publicity, and they didn't like when the people decided to bring this up.
Sorry, just one question. Did this happen like ages ago? And did this your favorite singer? What's his name? Who was passed away like maybe 10 years ago or something like that?
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Was he involved in it?
No. Like Michael Jackson wasn't out there, but Bill Gates. There were some rumors that Bill Gates were out there, and Bill Clinton and other people. Again, I don't know.
You know about this statement about about all of these wealthy people like who were involved in this, like, yeah, it was the same like island and billionaires, and they were having fun with like kids basically. And
Yeah, I'm just saying that it seems that the local government, I mean, the current government is protecting those pedophiles to some point.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is the case you're talking about, or this is a different case?
no, this is the case about the Epstein files. And again, for me, it was kind of a realization that this is the pivot moment about dividing the MAGA movement, so called, because even like the far the hard uh, the far hard how I mean, I'm just saying the defense of the Donald Trump, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Uh, there was another Republican, so they even like went against him because like nobody likes pedophiles. I mean, come on, we should be
Mhm.
against that because like it's out of the pale. I mean, you cannot be for that, but somehow the current government decided to protect them, to keep those documents with themselves, but not to put it into the public, not to reveal the names, not to put the people behind the bars because of that. I mean, come on, it's raising the questions.
And there is all of the evidence is being kept somewhere about Donald Trump. Yes.
uh, I do think that he's protecting those information from being revealed because his name is out there, and we already know that. We already know that, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be over. It's gonna be over for his cadency if it's gonna be revealed.
Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't involved, he would make it transparent and
Exactly.
just,
So that's kind of the case.
yeah.
I remember when he was interviewed, he said that I will reveal the documentations about Kennedy death. Do you remember that case in '60s when he got killed in the
Yeah,
car?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Then he said that I would reveal the documents about Martin Luther King. Do you know this guy, right? So who was for the black people's rights, like, and he also got shot. And
Yes.
and also he said that I would reveal the documents about the Epstein files. Okay, so you are not so willing to do that about the third case. What's the catch? That's kind of the question that I ask myself. What's the catch? So yeah, and okay, so that's kind of another stage of what's going on, and afterwards, this is about who's your friend and who's your enemy. And it seems to me that the compass of the current administration has collapsed or has been fogged, and they forgot, you know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. I mean, let's talk about the Canada,
Are
right?
we talking? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I was thinking we're talking about Ukraine and Russia, or
we can talk about different countries including Ukraine, but I'm just saying that,
Canada. Yeah.
for instance, like, even if you talk about the Canada, right? So Canada has the border with America, right? It's like the nearest ally, the nearest country which you can count on. But somehow, or to some point, you decided to go against them, to blame them, just like to make there was the moment when the Donald Trump has announced that I would like to make Canada as the fifth the 51 state of America. I mean, what are you talking about? You would like to invade Canada? What is about? What is
Yeah,
about? I mean, you would
it's so
like
weird.
to attack the civilians in Canada, to destroy cities. What do you want?
It's
What is
kind of
about?
a Russian's case.
What is about? Then you keep an eye on the Greenland. The Greenland
Oh
is the
yeah.
part of Denmark. Come on, what we're talking about here? So many questions, have been raised
Have
during.
you seen the son of a Donald Trump being in these islands and saying like, we're gonna make a difference here, we're gonna change everything, we're gonna be like in church and blah blah blah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have, but again, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So by the way, it has been revealed recently that Danish government decided to create the squad, the group of people who would keep an eye on each of the posts of Donald Trump about the Greenland, in order to be sure that they are aware and they can protect this land. Imagine that there is the squad, the group of people who are working 24/7 in order to be sure that they're not being attacked by USA. Where we are living.
Yeah, it's basically get to nowhere.
Where we are living, what the world is. You're shaking the hand, with the person who had killed dozens of Ukrainian people, and you say that this guy wants peace. What is it about? It
Yeah.
seems to me that, we are pretty young people, and we cannot influence some things, right? So we're just like talking here, discussing things. But it seems to me that we have more knowledge than in comparison of others, and we can detect what is right and what is wrong. Our inner compass isn't broken. It works like well-oiled machine. And I'm happy that who I am, and I can say that Ukraine is right here and Russia is not. I can say that. I can say that Canada is the ally to Europe and USA. I can say that, like
Yeah.
the Greenland, it's the part of Denmark. I can say that because I know that this is the truth. This is the fact.
Or if they want to be independent, I mean, this is the right. Not they. It's not like they don't have to be under USA. They don't have to be under any kind of countries. Same as Ukraine, they have to be independent because this is the choice. This is they make a decision what to be and what not to
Exactly,
be.
exactly. So yeah, and right now we're at the stage or at the verge of having another war in Venezuela, and America might be the country who will attack another one because they decided that there are some kind of drug cartels, who are creating dozens of drugs and selling it and sailing it to America. But how can you be sure that the people on the boat are really drug dealers, but not just like civilians or fishermen? How
Mhm.
can it be so? Can you like give me some footages of them having their bags of drugs on the boat? Show me the evidence.
Yeah.
How can you be so sure that those people are, they might be innocent? They did nothing, but you decided to kill them.
Do you think they can make it? They can make it happen. They can attack
It's gonna be.
Venezuela.
It's gonna be that there is no way out.
Really
Venezuela
getting
is
there.
trying, like they are just like, you know, they're speaking out loud about that we want peace, like we don't want to have the war, etc. The current president of Venezuela, Maduro, um, decided to learn English even. So and he's it's kind of phenomenal speech. He said, "No war, no war, no war, no war. Peace, 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 peace." He has no knowledge in English, so but he decided to learn a couple of words just to say that we are for that, we're against that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, mate! I don't know.
Oh
I
my
don't know. I'm
goodness.
so kind of frustrated, and at the same time, I want to speak out. I want to say it out loud that, come on, like you need to change so many things. You cannot.
They speak. They speak up about peace at the same time they kick off. They want to kick off another war. It's just so weird.
Yeah,
just,
like
just
I would like to ask you, ask the question about what happened in 90s when America was struggling with so-called drug OxyContin, Oxy. You know, as we remember, the local organization, the local company, somehow found the way in order to sell those drugs to the local people, Americans people, and the government decided to go for that. They decided to give them the permission to sell those drugs. Come on, like, firstly, for sure, those military mission against the Pablo Escobar was proven to be right? So because, like, this guy was totally criminal, but right, I'm not saying that there are no drug cartels or drug dealers in Venezuela. I'm just saying that you need to be so sure that those boats, they're not connected to drugs. anyhow, and only if you're really sure that it's kind of the delivery of drugs, for sure you have all the rights to destroy it, but show the evidence to the public, so I'm just
Well,
up for voting. Yeah.
maybe it's not maybe it's not necessary to know to have this kind of information. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah,
It seems that there are so many there are some authorities in the administrations of USA who are unqualified, and many people are talking about that. I'll give you one example, and you will tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So the head of the healthcare is um, uh, JFK. So um, Junior Kennedy. So he was the nephew of the Kennedy, of the father, of the uncle. So, and this guy was going through some severe operations because the worm was found in his brain, and it had damaged some real brain because of that. So this guy couldn't handle his own health, and he was put in order to handle the population of America's health.
mhm.
Does it make sense? I think no.
No, it's not. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make.
If you cannot heal, if you cannot heal yourself, you cannot heal everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, come
Anybody
on.
else.
Like you cannot say things properly. Like your speech isn't recognizable, and right now, like you decided, you have the rights to rule how American people will live under your uh, decisions. And we've already seen so many outrageous situations when those policy went wrong. So, firstly, he doesn't believe in vaccine.
Right?
So he doesn't believe in the vaccine. So basically, he says that it's not working. Just like don't do that. Okay, come on. We can talk about COVID, and we all went through that, and because of the vaccines, like we've survived. So without that, who knows what might happen, and right now, like you're saying, that it doesn't work, so let's not use it. Then you
But
point.
but at the same time, there are some situations when people get the vaccination, and they feel worse and worse. How can you explain that?
Unfortunately, I cannot. So each body preserves that differently. But again, like let's. I've just watched some kind of YouTube videos about this topic as well, and at that point, imagine that each day dozens of people g- died because of not having the vaccine. They've been dying in the hospitals during the COVID, and nobody could help them because nobody knew what it was. But when the vaccine was created, uh, it was kind of the relief, right? So the wave of the people who got died were decreasing and decreasing, so going down and down. And it's
Yeah,
not.
but
Yeah,
at the same time, I mean, I've heard of many cases, like as I said before. Yeah, people get this vaccination, and the body responds like you never know how what way your body responds. You know how your body responds to this vaccination,
I have a question
and
for you.
some people,
Have you gone through the COVID?
I have, yeah, but I didn't get any vaccination done.
And I mean, how did you feel back then?
I felt well, as any illness, as any condition, it always make you feel bad. But I only had this illness for a couple of days, and then because I know how to help myself. Also, I've read the book. It's called Help Yourself, and
Some kind of a little promotion. By the way, guys, don't think that we're having some kind of money from this book. No, it's not even in the subtitles. Like in the description, there is none. So don't worry. It's like my friend likes to read books, so yes, please.
So yeah, and I found a way how to help myself, and yeah, this has only lasted a couple of days. So
Yeah, so you
after
got
two,
lucky, I would say. You got lucky, mate. Because again, dozens of people, went through some really tragedy, I would say, some kind of severe, conditions. I mean, like me included. It also took me a couple of days, but again, like the temperature got high, right? So like I was totally weak. I didn't want to do anything. There's my senses of smell and taste got lost, and I got back them only after some time. And by the way, because of the vaccination. So again, I'm just saying that.
when you when you right when you got this virus first time, did you have this vaccination or
No, no,
not?
no. Like I got virus because I wasn't vaccinated.
Ah, okay, and then you get it done, and
Yes,
it worked.
yes. For me, it worked perfectly.
Okay,
But for my mom, let's say not. Even though like, she got better, but her senses of taste and smell didn't get back to her.
didn't so far.
Yeah,
Oh, seriously.
yeah. So and it's not
So
just her.
basically,
Like, it's kind of widespread thing, to be honest.
all right. So basically, this can become like permanent
Yeah.
condition. All right.
But again, like
Is there
when
any
we said,
solution?
mate, we need to understand that during the COVID, the people, the category of people who had more chances to pass away were the ones who were elderly, right? So 50 plus.
Yeah,
So
true.
we had to protect them firstly because like our body, I mean young body, right? So we have more resilience towards that, so we can be recovered more quickly rather than in comparison of the elderly's health and body.
Yeah, actually, this is it's so good you mentioned it because I 100% agree that different people respond different ways. So on this any virus, any illness, because for example, like age from 20 to 30, let's say, or let's say just from 0 to 30, your body can heal yourself and can fight to any kind of infection or bacteria or any kind of stuff. But when you pass this age, you become weaker and weaker, and especially um, if you don't eat well, if you don't exercise, and blah blah blah, your body become weak. And in this case, I 100% agree. You need to get vaccination done. You need to take some pills to support your body, to support your system, because each system, like you, sorry, yeah, I will not go to details, but there are so many systems in our body which responsible for different anyway.
And you,
I
by
guess
the way, guys, you can read it in the book Help Yourself. So by the way,
help yourself.
who's the
Help yourself.
author? Who's the author?
Who is the author? What do you mean? Sorry.
Who's the author of this book? Who wrote that?
Oh, I'm not saying I'm not trying to advertise any book. So why are you asking? You mean this one which called
Yeah,
Help
yeah,
Yourself?
yeah, yeah.
Neil Mavakin.
Come again. Tell us.
His name.
Tell it to our audience.
So yeah, this guy, he's passed away like maybe a couple of years ago, maybe more. And yeah, his surname is Neomuvakin. I've forgotten his name, but never mind. This guy, he tells us that we don't have to take any type of medication. We don't have to go to hospital for help and blah blah blah. You can basically help yourself if you have some knowledge, if you have some tools and information.
So RFK, this guy who's the head of healthcare in America, will like that, like because it seems that we're against vaccination as well. So my point was weak enough, so
This This guy passed away when he was 95 or 98 years old.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah, he's basically he's so clever. And actually I do some I follow some advices, and I do some practices, and like yeah, exercises, practices, and also my diet is similar to the diet he was recommended. So it's actually such it's I would say, if you if you know how to analyze, if you know how to filter on like any kind of information, you can take your you can take the best out of something.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's finalize it. Again, guys, we've been talking about the current government of USA, their policies, their ups and downs, and at the end of it, so we've been kind of touch base a little bit about the healthcare, etc. So, if you like this video, if you like our discussion, please like follow this channel. It's gonna be more. Even though like this channel is more about movies and series, all of that, but at the same time every now and then we will record such videos when we discuss different stuff, from movies to series, from music to politics, etc. So
Yeah, we're definitely gonna make some more.
yeah, so follow us, click the button like and share, and see you next time.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.